KCAL News, Los Angeles.
Welcome to KCAL News at 11 on CBS Los Angeles and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. I'm Rudive Shabazi. New safety concerns at UCLA after demonstrations over the Middle East crisis took a violent turn. KCAL News reporter Tina Patel is in Westwood with a look at how campus officials are responding to the growing tensions.
The pro-Palestinian encampment is still here at UCLA. In fact, it looks like it's been built up and has grown even since yesterday. They have been fairly quiet this morning, but we don't know if there might be more confrontations this morning. Some of the pro-Israel supporters that were here yesterday are still here today, so people are going to be keeping watch. Take a look at what happened yesterday.
These border walls have got to go. Israel is always first.
UCLA had put up barriers to keep the pro-Israeli and pro-Palestinian demonstrators separate yesterday, but those barriers were knocked down. We saw people from both sides shoving, pushing, and screaming at each other. There were no major injuries, and police say there were no arrests. But we talked to the executive director of Hillel UCLA this morning. He said he thought the university would finally take action and break up the encampment after the violence, that it would be seen as a safety concern. He says the signs and chants that he's seen and heard are anti-Semitic.
I think all students, but in particular Jewish students, are very anxious. They're wondering when the university is going to enforce the policies that they all follow. And these are policies that the university has created to protect students, to make campus safe and welcoming for everybody, and to create equality and equity among all student groups.
UCLA issued a statement yesterday that said, in part, UCLA has a long history of peaceful protest, and we're heartbroken to report that today some physical altercations broke out among demonstrators on Royce Quad. We have since instituted additional security measures and increased the number of our safety team members on site. And we have attempted to talk to people in the encampment to see how they're feeling about what happened yesterday, if they have plans for where they go from here. But right now, no one has wanted to speak with us. In Westwood, Tina Patel, KCAL News.
Tina, thank you. Activists are urging USC President Carol Folt to initiate, quote, emergency campus student dialogue in response to protests of the conflict between Israel and Hamas.
You got major issues. The issue of anti-Semitism, which is still a major troubling issue that has to be dealt with.
Over the weekend, the Tommy Trojan statue was vandalized with the words, "Say no to genocide," spray painted on it. The statue was power washed yesterday. Demonstrations have taken place at USC in support of Palestinian and Israeli efforts in the Middle East. Several fights broke out between pro-Palestinian and pro-Israel supporters after a barricade was breached.
You don't want to have to call the LAPD in every time, and the issue's not going to go away. You've got a lot of passion. You've got a lot of anger over this issue. So really, it's really a call and a challenge to USC President Carol Folt. Get out in front. Get out in front on the issue as you can.
USC was originally the focal point of Palestinian protests following its decision to cancel a commencement speech by pro-Palestine class valedictorian Asna Tabassum over complaints about online posts that critics called anti-Semitic. The university eventually canceled its main stage commencement following a day-long protest that led to 93 arrests. Across the country, protest encampments continue to appear on college campuses, with police increasingly being called in to break them up. Students at the University of North Carolina have been camped on campus for days and were joined over the weekend by students from Duke and North Carolina State. At Northeastern University in Illinois, about 100 people were detained after police cleared an encampment there that had been in place since Thursday. Students who showed school IDs were released and will not face legal action. University officials say outside organizers have been taking part in the protests using anti-Semitic slurs. Members of the Jewish community, meantime, including many Jewish university students and professors, held a rally outside Temple Israel in Boston denouncing what they call harassment and targeting by university protesters.
We obviously want more people to raise their voices and to say that what we're seeing on these campuses is